The Edo State governorship election is getting closer, with many party members advocating for their preferred candidates ahead of the polls. For Asue Ighodalo supporters, the smear campaigns and the frivolous litigations aimed to distract their candidates in September 21, 2024 election will end in futility. So joining us now to take a look at the forthcoming Edo State governorship election is President Emmauel Odigie, an all-progressive Congress chieftain. Good to see you again, my brother. An all-progressive Congress chieftain, but you are supporting PDP. Anti-party activity at its finest. That's you. Oga Gaddafi. To show you, say I did the street for Edo.
Good morning, the great Rufai.
Oga Gaddafi.
Happy to see you.
You are supporting them head on. Very well. And people had come to speak against you on this show. I said you had no bona fide. In fact, the APC sent somebody and said all the things you said about their candidate was wrong. That you had no right to malign their candidate. The candidate that held a good business. All this while, he was into technology, internet. They had big relationship with Israeli businesses and everything. As against you calling their candidate a plumber. And they totally repudiated you, all right? And also, there's also a groundswell around, the candidacy for Lumide Akpata too. While your candidate is having his own problems now. There's a court case against him. In fact, you could see the likes of them, Philip Shoaibu, punch their fist in the air with triumphalism. That we said it, that the delegates that voted for him were not the real delegates. How do you unpack all of this conundrum happening? And your party, APC, is accusing you of anti-party activity. So when will you leave the APC?
The great Rufai, good morning to you. Good morning, Dr. Abati.
Good morning.
Good morning, gorgeous Ayo, daughter of Zion.
Good morning.
Happy to see you all again today. The great Rufai, I would begin from where you started from. My attention was called to my friend's interview, Paul Luhombamo, the quotable quote man that is always quoting Aristotle, Karl Marx, Martin Luther King Jr. said, when we are talking about practical politics, is jumping from station to station with his quotable quotes that has not been able to galvanize vote for the APC. Even in the last 2020 governorship election, he failed. He lost his unit, his ward, and his local government. Even in the just concluded presidential election and national and state assembly election, he lost his voting unit where his family members, his friends and neighbors voted. He lost woefully. And those are the people that are speaking for APC. And I laugh in Chinese language. I will tell you the great Rufai. Monday Okpebholo, I have nothing personal against him. The truth is clear. He does not have the mental depth, the intellectual capacity to play on the global stage. You will all agree with me that for you to be a governor, you must have that. You must have what it takes to play on the global stage. I saw Paul Luhombamo where he said in 2009 that Monday Okpebholo helped the Israeli company he created an IT solution. There are evidences that even in 2008, Monday Okpebholo was struggling to pass WAEC. Even in the Miracle Center, where answers are written on the blackboard, he could not even copy the answer correctly to pass. And I'm shocked that Paul Luhombamo will come on national television and lie to Nigerians. I would sponsor Arise TV to the just office of Monday Okpebholo's so-called company that has employed over 1,200 Nigerians. And we would appreciate if Paul Luhombamo would lead a Rice crew there. And all expense paid by me. I don't want to dwell on Paul Luhombamo's interview with Arise, because Edo people don't even take such people seriously. Has his quotable quotes been able to galvanize vote for the APC? The answer is no. If you look at those who are speaking for the APC candidates today, the three of them, grandfathers, Dr. Abati, you'll be shocked that the three major players, young dynamic Edo men who rejected the job even with a fat pay. John Mayaki, he was the chairman and director general of the Publicity and Media Committee of the 2020 Pastor Sage Zeyamu's gubernatorial election campaign council. Even the just concluded election while I was deputy DG, he was also chairman of media and publicity. The man resigned from the job after interviewing Monday Okpebholo. He said to me, leader, I cannot lie to Edo people no matter how much they want to pay me. I interviewed this man. In 10 minutes, I discovered his gross incompetence. And I said to myself, John Mayaki, how will I face Edo people and lie to them bluntly? How will my family see me? How will my people in Akoko Edo and Edo North see me? He resigned. He said this man does not even know the difference between governance and government. When they even asked him about e-commerce, he said, what is e-commerce? He doesn't know what e-commerce is in the 21st century, a gubernatorial candidate. Please, cut me some slack.
No.
The man does not even understand the effect of global warming. But I will tell you that the three major people who are loyal to APC spokespeople, they resigned as his spokespersons.
Okay, but
look at the three men speaking for him today.
No. But based on what Mr. Paul said that day, he said he owns a technology company that partnered with the Israeli government, and they did a lot of work. So how can you say that a man that owns that kind of company does not know e-commerce? No. Don't say that about Monday Okpebholo.
Okay. Can I please tell you? Go and check the results he submitted to INEC. That man wrote WAEC in 2008. So how could he have invented a app? How would they have done anything for the Israeli government or Israeli company? How? Without a degree? Well, I'm not surprised. They issue statements on his behalf every day. And some of us has asked, where does he issue this statement? Is it in the coven or in his bedroom?
Right.
You know, I saw you gratify. I love and respect you. You were bold enough to tell Opolo Hombamu to bring his candidate, Monday Okpebholo, to arise. I will pay all expense, charter a private jet to bring him to arise from Benin.
All right.
I, Principal Odigie, will pay. Let him come and speak to those people, Nigerians, via your station.
All right, Prince Odigie, thank you. You've said so many things about the APC candidate. Let's now talk about the candidate that you have chosen to support. I hear you've talked about the fact that you believe, in your estimation, that the APC candidate is not competent for that role. But you feel that out of all the candidates that have put themselves forward, including the Labour Party candidate, Mr. Asue Ighodalo is your choice. Can you share with us the things that you found lacking in your APC candidate? What do you see in Mr. Asue Ighodalo to make you stand solidly behind him, even at the risk of being accused of anti-party activities and already suspended from the APC?
The gorgeous Ayo, good morning. Happy to see you, daughter of Zion. I would tell you from Ighodalo's antecedent, from his manifesto, the pathway to progress, prosperity for all, the pathway to prosperity for all manifesto. If you go through that document, you will see that Ighodalo have a clear vision for Edo people. He understands the terrain. He has been playing advisory role since the days of Oshomole's first year in office. Till death, for 16 years, he has played advisory role to Edo State government for free. And the man understands the workings. His experience, you know, a man who grew his law firm to be the biggest in Africa with over 100+ lawyers and several partners. A man so trusted by the international community that he's heading chairman of so many multinational companies. A man raised by an accountant, the first female palm sec in Nigeria, a happily married man, a man whose integrity, a man with no blemish, a man of passion, a man who loves his people, who believes in excellence. To Asue Ighodalo, the best is not even good enough. You know, and you can see the enthusiasm of Edo people, the love, the acceptability. Even his deputy, Odigie, a lawyer, a resound administrator, who has been in government, who understands the nitty-gritty of governance, who understands the lapses, what Oshomole could not do. He has been commissioner, he has been chief of staff, he's been secretary to government for 8 years. They call him a Zenegia. In Benin, that means water will not get enemy. A man whose doors are open. He even have more friends in APC than in PDP. I have not come across one leader in APC that have not said to me in private, for Osaronjo with the competence of Asue Ighodalo, they have my vote. I am telling you, you can see when they both came out after the funny judgment they thought they purchased, because they were so anxious. The fear of Ighodalo and Osaronjo is the beginning of wisdom. You can see the way they were dancing on phone because they thought they had purchased the judgment. And it's not news in Edo that they are depending on the judiciary to nullify the primaries so that Asue Ighodalo and Osaronjo will not be on the ballot. But I'm telling you that the judiciary will not do such thing because they cannot survive the will of the people. The APC few godfathers who are trying to market a rotten tomato to Edo people, you know, they know the truth. They know the truth. None of them can face me, look at me to eyeball, and tell me they have not said in my presence 1,001 times that this man. Yes, Dr. Abati.
Well, a number of clarifications. One, you say Monday Okpebholo is not a graduate. Well, it doesn't have to be a graduate. You say he did not pass school start. He doesn't have to pass school start. Under our laws. In fact, the school start failed. In fact, you don't need to go to a secondary school to be a governor. So that is not an issue.
That's true.
So
agreed.
Then number two.
It's not, but I'm trying to correct the impression. I'm trying to correct the impression that Paul Hombamu tried to create here. That the man invented something in the IT industry when he created an app or a solution when he was battling to pass WAEC. That's far from the truth.
As Apollo Hombamu, you were saying, oh, he likes to quote Aristotle,
yes.
He will be doing quotable quotes all over the place. Well, on the positive side, you know, that's a sign of erudition. Shows that the man is knowledgeable. And then the other thing you said...
It has not galvanized. We are talking about practical politics, Dr. Abati. Those quotable quotes has not been able to galvanize vote for APC.
But it's erudition.
Go and check the result of his unit. I can make it public.
It's erudition is something...
What has that got to do with practical politics?
It's erudition is something, you know, that some people will admire. Then you were calling Ayo daughter of Zion. You call her gorgeous Ayo. She's a married woman.
She's a pastor's wife.
Okay, I don't know.
She's pastor's wife.
I think we've had enough.
She's a pastor's wife.
She's a married woman. Enough of the praise singing of
she's
another
a pastor's
man.
Wife. I know her husband, a man of God.
And then you said you will laugh in Chinese language. Please, can you laugh in Chinese? Let me see. You said you will laugh in Chinese language. Anyway,
people are depending on the judiciary to disqualify the most credible candidate, who is head and shoulder above all other candidates.
Okay.
And those people will never accept that, and we trust the judiciary not to be part of that. They are dropping Wike's name, dropping the Senate President's name. There's no meeting they hold that the integrity members are not part of.
Well, which brings me to the question.
Even the PDP, the candidate, yes.
Which brings me to the question. The ruling by the Court of Justice in Emmauel, when it said that 378 delegates were prevented from taking part in the February 22 Edo PDP gubernatorial candidate primaries. And that, to that extent, you know, it was an invalid exercise. I mean, simple common sense. Says in law, nothing can stand on nothing. But Edo PDP has been saying it's not true.
Absolutely.
They say that in the CTC, Justice Nyangekwo never said so. But at the same time, the PDP has gone on appeal.
Yes.
Can you tell us what the status of that appeal is right now, so that we have certainty about whether or not Asuo Ighodalo will be on the ballot on September 21?
I want to assure you and Nigerians and the good people of Edo State that Asuo Ighodalo and Odigie will be on the ballot. We are aware because we are insiders, we are APC people. And what will amaze you, Dr. Abati, is that majority of the leadership of APC, they are supporting Asuo Ighodalo and Odigie. And so there is no plans that the Asuo Ighodalo is not aware of. This judgment that came, that the so-called celebrated judgment, it's the foundation of what they plan to do. You know, because they were so excited, they couldn't wait. They thought that judgment was the judgment to nullify the primaries. And I will even tell you, those 370 did not even partake in the delegate elections. So they don't even have the local standing to go to court. They did not participate. They didn't participate in the primaries elections. And Asuo Ighodalo's vote was about 770 something or even more. So even if you take off the 300, if they have participated, the man is still the winner. Why can't APC just go and sell, try and market their unmarketable candidates? Instead of trying to look for corners, you know, trying to use the judiciary, because it's now evidently clear that the president will not be part of any ringing of election in Edo. Jonathan, as president, did not ring election against Adams Oshiomhole for General Charles Ariwe of the PDP. Adams Oshiomhole won that election, landslide. Even the military general, Muhammad Buhari, refused to interfere in Edo's election. And Obaseki defeated Pastor Sege Zeyamu of the APC. So why do they now think the leader of all Democrats, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a pro-democracy activist, a man who fought for democracy, a man who did not even rig election for himself, would be interested in rigging the election in Edo and deepening the economic crisis? Because the president is aware that any attempt for the judiciary to overturn anything or even rig election in Edo through INEC, the people would take on the streets. And when the people are protesting against the federal government in the South-South, they go after the oil and gas pipeline. And by the time they start to vandalize the oil and gas pipeline, it will spread to Delta. Don't forget Edo and Delta and some part of Bayelsa.
Is that a threat?
Abandoned people. It will spill to these states, and NNPC today, production of crude is very low.
Is that a threat?
And so the president understands he will not even be part of that.
Okay.
It is not a threat.
Okay.
It is history.
Okay.
It's history.
Okay.
I'm just telling you what has been happening in those states and in the South-South.
Okay.
And I would tell you that the interest of Senate President in Edo is beginning to, we are wondering why all of a sudden the Senate President is interested in Edo's election.
Okay.
He boasted in Calabar, in the South-South.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Caucus meeting. That he would take Edo. Yes, please, I can hear you.
Prince Odigie, yeah. I mean, politicians will boast, they'll say all sorts of things, they'll trump up their partner and everything. But for me, I'd like to ask you this. Number one, you're violating your party ethics. You're no longer a party man with the APC as we speak. They've announced your suspension. What does that do for your own personal moral compass? Because it's best you just leave the APC rather than come here to talk against them. That's number one. Number two.
All right, let me tell you.
Are you people saying that if you are saying the APC is not a viable candidate, what about Olumide Akpata? Is he a viable opposition for you guys now, you know, as you go on this race? And thirdly, you've just only talked about the personality of Asuo Ighodalo. What about the things he will do for the Edo people? Those are the questions that are more pertinent. That's what an average Edo person what you want to take away from this conversation. The roads are bad everywhere.
Perfect.
Even up to Asuo Ighodalo's area.
Okay, perfect.
All the roads are bad. I've gone to up to Ikeken, I've gone to Obiaja, I've gone to most parts of Edo. I've traveled a lot by road. The roads are very bad. Is he going to do all of those things?
The roads that are bad on that axis is the federal road. It's the federal road that is bad on that axis.
Even the main state road inside Uromi, Okpebholo, they are very bad. I went by road there to Ikeke and all of those areas.
No. The road from Okpebholo to Irua inside Okpebholo is good. But Obaseki just did that road.
Okay, maybe he just did it.
It's the federal road that is very bad.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Please go ahead, yeah.
Yes, and I will tell you from my suspension, you know, I am a Nigerian, an Edo Central man, an Edo man, that wants a better Nigeria and a better Edo for us all. I cannot support mediocrity over meritocracy. I cannot stand and defend what is defenseless. You know, the Great Rufai. These same people promoting the Q-less Monday Okpebholo of the APC are the same people that are called a PhD holder. Goodluck Jonathan, the former president, Q-less. But today they are telling you, there's nothing wrong in being Q-less. The Q-lessness of Monday Okpebholo does not matter. We will guide him. Monday Okpebholo is not able to express himself in simple and correct English, to articulate his ideas and vision to Edo people. It doesn't matter. Adams Oshomole, the orator. Pastor Sergio Zeyemu is an orator. These orators are telling Edo people today that it doesn't matter if you can communicate with the people or not. That Okpebholo should not be allowed to speak to the people. You know, I can go on and on and on and on of why Okpebholo can never win this election. He said in a video, canvassing for vote, that don't vote for Aswe Godalo. His mother is a Yoruba woman. His wife is Igbo. Can you imagine? Aswe Godalo's wife, a daughter of a woman that dared to venture in the male-dominated business of making furniture, who has grown her furniture business to become a household business in Nigeria. A woman who is selling her husband's manifesto across the length and breadth of Edo, that has endured herself to the Edo people, and the Igbo communities have resolved that they will vote for her because of her, vote for a PDP because of her. They see a mother in her, they see a dependable friend in her. Yes, please, Dr. Abati.
Well, we've run out of time. The only final question is to expect when you will formally declare for the People's Democratic Party and you will get onto the campaign trail with the PDP gubernatorial candidate. That's the only thing that remains, you know.
We are already selling Aswe's manifesto.
Okay.
The pathway for prosperity.
Yeah.
And you would agree with me, if you go through that document, Dr. Abati, you will see that Aswe have a master plan. In that document, there's a pillar that is going to create economic development center in the 3 senatorial districts.
Prince Odigie, it's very clear. You are already in the PDP, but you still have your leg or two in
I am
APC.
not in the PDP. I want a better Edo.
Anyway,
I'm
we
not
take
in the
a short break
PDP.
now.
I want a better Edo.
And
I know with Dr. Aswe Ighodalo and Osaode Oge, Edo there will be a better and more prosperous Edo for us all.
Okay, a classical affirmation of the nature of Nigerian politics.